Hi everyone, I'm here at the train station heading off to Brisbane to meet up with my beautiful girlfriend for morning tea and lunch, and of course I'll be looking at the menu to see what is appropriate for me for the intermittent fasting. And so the train is coming now, and so there it is there in the distance. Wrong way, wrong way. That's it coming now. Takes about just under an hour to get to Brisbane, which is about the same as the car. But I don't want to go in them. But we don't really have fast trains here in Australia. Well, you know, really not that I'm aware of. So
the train station, mind the gap.
Now I'm coming into the train station. I mean in the train, and now I'm getting seated. Hi. Oh, I just had to sit down for a little bit before I head off up to the mall. It's pretty warm. I sit in my seat. Yeah, that's fine. I have no drama with it. I found this nice shady spot to sit. I just wanted to let you know that I did the 24-hour fasting yesterday, and had my dinner at about 6 o'clock, and I made portobello mushroom with poached egg and a whole heap of vegetables, and my usual blueberry yogurt with nuts and seeds, and I quite enjoyed that. But I realized I really didn't have enough to eat, because I really should be having 800 to 900, and I'm sure that would have been maybe 500-600. And the reason I know that is because I woke up. I don't usually do that, but I woke up about when I went to bed early, because I did a coherence healing with a group. I do that Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. I'll talk about that in a later video. and it always tires me out. And so I went to bed early, and plus I had to get up early to come here to Brisbane. And I woke up about 11 o'clock, my stomach was grumbling. It was grumbling, and it was just craving nuts. So I just had them because I knew I didn't have enough calories in my system, and it was uncomfortable sleeping. And the thing is though, if I drank a whole lot of water, well then I'd have to keep going to the toilet, as you do when you drink water during the late at night. And but I had that, and one of the things this holistic doctor talks about, and once again his name escapes me, is that nuts are low, have got good protein, low in carbs, high in fat, but they've got a lot of fiber. And I'll be honest with you, I have noticed, and it's not a subject we normally talk about, of course, but my bowel movements have been all over the place. And so I had all these nuts, and I really enjoyed them, and I went back to bed and fell asleep, passed out, woke up feeling really bright and perky, and boy did I have to go to the toilet. What a release! So obviously, you know, those nuts boded me well because they got fiber in it, and obviously my body just didn't have enough fiber. So you know, so sometimes you just got to go with what your body tells you. And I wasn't going to fight it because I knew I wouldn't be able to get to sleep, and if I drank all this water, I'd be always going to the toilet. So you know, I had to weigh it up. Do I want to keep going to the toilet and have a rumbling stomach, or do I want to have? I probably had about 20 nuts. I'll be honest with you, 20 nuts, and there was at least it wasn't chocolate or crisps or whatever, hamburger or pizza. It was nuts, and nuts are healthy for you. And so that's what I did. Yeah. So now I'm going to get up, and I've got to buy a couple of things. I want to buy some orange oolong tea. It's a limited edition at the tea centre. I love the tea centre in Brisbane. And it's in a beautiful place, which I'll show you. And I want to buy also the Fast 800 book by Dr Mosley, because he explains more about the intermittent fasting that he does in the keto. Because I guess basically he's assuming that you've read the first book, so he didn't want to put all the information in the first book into the second book, which makes sense. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be buying one of them. So talk soon. So I'm now inside this wonderful tea shop, and it's been around since 1993. This is the beautiful salesman who's just served me some orange oolong tea, and I bought some love potion. So I'm going to give that a go. That sounds interesting. Beautiful tins and cups and everything, and teapots. Love this shop. And this is the cafe where I'm meeting my girlfriend. Jibby's on the mall. They make really nice coffee. So this here is the cafe. We're now seated, and we have it's a nice view in this seat. So yesterday in Brisbane, the meal that I had, it was an eye fillet steak, and I also had with it lettuce and shaved parsley, and it was the steak was delicious. It was 180 grams, so I worked out that I had about 300 calories. So last night I I wasn't really hungry because Dr Mosley's right. Protein really fills you up. So I had just the blueberry yogurt, the sheep yogurt, with nuts and seeds, and then a little bit after, I still was a little bit hungry because obviously it would have been about 600 calories. I end up having some nuts, so that might have put me possibly then in the 800 calorie quota for yesterday. I also had some cravings for sugar. Now I'm a sugar addict, just like Dr Mosley is, and in the fridge I had a milk chocolate orange block, artesian chocolate that I bought in Barossa Valley at Christmas time. Barossa Valley is a wine industry in South Australia. Beautiful. A lot of old German heritage, and my mum's German, and so the old stone buildings. It's a beautiful place, and everyone all around Australia, they know Barossa Valley, and anyone that goes to South Australia, they always go to Barossa Valley, and I can certainly see why. And so really that because I'm a sugar addict, I just had this, and I guess because I went out and had the steak, and things just out of a little bit of the norm or whatever, I I went in the fridge and I got it out, and I cut off one row. Now this chocolate isn't big, it's not thick, and I had it while I was in the lounge room watching some YouTube videos, and you know what? All I had was 2 little pieces, and I put the rest in the fridge, and that to me is a win. Yeah, I broke it a little bit by having chocolate, but you know what? It was a win because I didn't eat the whole row. Because that was so nice. Oh my God, when I go back down to Adelaide at Christmas time, I'm buying more again. Wow, it was so nice. One of the best chocolates I've had. Made in Australia, and that was a win. Normally, because it was so nice, I would have hoed into it, but I didn't. Put it back in the fridge, and then I was fine, satiated. Before this keto diet, I always had hunger for sweet things after dinner, and for every afternoon tea, I would have some cake or something that I made. I made it myself, so it was a little bit healthier. But still, obviously, the sugar and the carbs and all that added up. And obviously, I was eating too much. And with my cup of tea, and with my tea, I don't have any milk or sugar. But, ever since I've been on this keto diet, I've noticed that I don't have these sugar cravings. Every single night after dinner, I would have to have chocolate. I would just have every night. I couldn't help it. I'd wake up even about 10, 11 o'clock, because I go to bed about 8, and I'd have to have some sugar every single night for most of my life. Guess what? Doesn't happen anymore. I really, and Dr. Mosley's right, because when he said you'll be amazed how your cravings disappear, and I thought, well, that would be a miracle. But you know what? It wasn't a miracle. It was a miracle. And it's true. I don't. Yes, I had it last night, but I was able to control myself. So that to me is a win. I don't see it as, oh, I've broken my diet, and and so what's the point? But no, I'm not thinking like that anymore. We're human with human emotions, and sometimes we just need it, but to be in more control. Don't let your body control you. You let your heart control you, and and then know where you're heading. If you have a goal, well, this is the direction I want to head. I want to head to a 65 kilo Isabella. I want to head to a 65 centimeter around my waist Isabella. One that isn't a statistic for a heart attack or a stroke because of my high blood pressure and cholesterol. And when you have a goal that you know what you're striving for, I reckon that's also what made it easier to put those 2 pieces of chocolate away. Oh, and some good news. I measured my waist this morning. I haven't done it for about a week. 98. I've lost 5 centimeters around my waist. Whee, yay! Happy dancing, happy dancing. I was just so happy. So also when I went to beautiful Brisbane yesterday, on my list I wanted to buy this book by Dr Mosley, and the reason is that in his Keto one, which is the first book I've ever read by him, he actually references that that book there that I just showed you has more information about intermittent fasting. And because I want to get more learned in it, because I believe if you're going to go on any new path, the best thing really is to find out a lot about it, not just from Dr. Mosley, in this instance for me, not just Dr. Mosley, but see what other experts talk about. And I like doing that because other experts have different ways of explaining it. They do more, get really involved in the research and the statistics, and this American guy, and I think his nationality is Swedish, and I'll put the link below. He is amazing. I watch him every single night, and it's through him that I understand a lot more of all the benefits of intermittent fasting. And I guess the more you get learned, the more committed you are to following the diet. And I'm loving this diet. I've been on, as most of you have, who have been struggling with their weight, go on so many different diets, and none of them worked. Really, they weren't sustainable. They were boring. I remember one time I was on the medical medium regime. I mean, look, I lost weight on it, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't sustainable. It just didn't work for me. Other people have great results, and I'm happy for them. But for me, it just didn't work. And I remember going into a food court and look at all the people around me eating all this. Well, I guess you say not really healthy according to Dr. Mosley, and I was envious of them. Oh my God, it was so hard walking through food courts to get to wherever I want on the medical medium diet. But on the intermittent fasting diet, I don't have that, because the recipes are so delicious that I look forward to my meal. And you know what? And also I noticed too that I'm not craving any junk food anymore. In fact, it's not palatable to me anymore. So, I mean, that's a win. That is a win. So, so today I've woken up really feeling proud of myself. I don't have scales, so I can't weigh myself. When I see the doctor in 4 weeks' time, something like that, then I'll go on her scales, and then we'll see how much weight I've lost also. And that's another goal, to to seeing myself on the scales losing at least about 6 kilos, which would be really, really nice.